Hey guys and gals, Dr. Mark here. A lot of you know that Michael and I have got a 3-month-old in our house. And I say that like it's incidental, like she's a mouse that's just like cohabitating with us or a parasite or something. But no, we have a daughter. We have a son too, but Theo girl is just over 3 months old. And last Sunday, so not like 4 days ago, I guess 11, whatever the math is, 2 Sundays ago, she actually rolled over for the first time. And a few people that I shared that with are like, oh, that's amazing. And the chiropractor side of me is like, but actually, is it? And so milestones come in a lot of different forms. There's cognitive, there's behavioral, there's social, there's speech. There's a lot of different levels to milestones. But when we're talking about, regardless of the type, I was going to say when we're talking about physical, but really whatever type it is, milestones are really an important monitor of proper neurological development and integration. And so there are specific time frames that we like to see certain things emerge. And there are also time frames where we want certain goals to be reached by. So for Theo to be rolling over at 3 months old, she hasn't done it since, so it was, I don't want to say a fluke, but it gave me, because I'm also her chiropractor, right? It gave me some good indication like, hey, I know that this isn't something that should be happening now. The rolling over part, she should actually roll from front to back and back to front within those first 3 to 6 months, okay? But the fact that she did it early tells me as her chiropractor that there is some extra tension in her fascia. So fascia, it's a fibrous material that really, if you're familiar with an orange has, you peel it and there's the white stuff that connects each piece, it connects it to the peel, all of that. That fascia runs in our bodies, including around our brain, around our spinal cord, around our nerves, connecting our muscles, connecting our blood vessels. Everything is connected by this fascia. So if there's extra tension in that, it's going to look, in our children, it's going to look like a baby who's got really strong head control earlier than they should. In my sweet Theo girl, it's going to look like a baby that's rolled over earlier than she should. And so what do we do for that? First and foremost, as her chiropractor, I knew that we were going to be checking her more regularly. I'm happy to say she hasn't rolled over since, but I have seen, if you are familiar with it, I keep saying if you're familiar, everybody knows what a banana is. Everybody knows what an orange is. I have seen instances where she has done the banana arch since then, and that tells me I need to be extra vigilant. And yes, milestones are only one piece of the puzzle. A thorough evaluation, examination, and history is absolutely vital to knowing what's going on with a nervous system, but they are a very important piece. So like for kiddos, those initial milestones we want to see in the first 1 to 3 months, we want to see that baby is able to hold their head up. In those first 3 to 6 months, we want to see that baby is able to roll over both ways. We want to see in the first 6 to 9 months that they're able to sit up without support. What's the next one? Crawling, which is so interesting because the CDC just within the last couple of years has actually removed that as a milestone worth monitoring, which is complete bull, because crawling is one of the most important things that our kiddos do to really connect right and left brain hemispheres and to make sure that they're talking appropriately with the body. So those, when they happen in sequence, the time frames are important, yes, but really the order that they happen is even more important, because each one is laying the foundation neurologically for the next thing to happen. And it's not just milestones. We're talking about all of growth and development here. We're talking about speech and behavior and how they interact with others and how their body digests food and the immune, all of those things are being laid when that nervous system is developing. So it's really important. I'll put in the comments here the relative time frame. The time frame, like I said, it's not necessarily etched in stone. It's an approximation, but really what we want to see is within those first 18 months that all of the initial milestones have been met. So if you have a little one who hasn't reached milestones that they should, Or on the opposite end, if they've reached them earlier than they should, a pediatric chiropractor is absolutely necessary to your health team, and we would be happy to be on your team. So that was a rant, but little fun fact for you on this Thursday. Later, Gators.